Okay, this question number 93. This is interesting. I mean, before first two questions were quite easy. I just picked up to warm up. This one is interesting. Let's read it together. It is tricky. Very typical F5 question. It says that a company has fixed cost of 1.3 million. Fixed cost of 1.3 million. Variable costs are 55% of sales up to sales level of 1.5 million, which means when your sales revenue is until 1.5 million, variable costs are 55%, which means that your contribution is 45%. But at higher volumes of production and sales, the variable cost for additional production unit falls to 52% of sales. So variable costs, they go down. Maybe you are getting some volume discounts. So what is the break-even point in sales revenue to the nearest $1,000? So we have to calculate break-even point in sales revenue. So now you have to calculate BER. And BER you need to calculate based on 1.3 million. Now, if you remember that you had that CS ratio thing, BER is equal to break-even revenue. Usually we had that formula, break-even revenue was equal to fixed costs divided by your CS ratio. And you know that CS ratio was contribution to sales ratio. And if my variable cost is 55%, my CS ratio is 0.45 because my contribution is 0.45. Because you know that if variable cost is 55%, then contribution is 45%. I think I don't need to explain it. If you want, I can just write down. For example, if your sales are $100, your variable cost is,
yes sir,
variable cost, they say it is 55. Then what is left is 45, and this is your contribution. And now you can say that this is 55% and this is 45%. So you always remember that when variable cost is 55, your contribution is 45, and because it is 45% out of 100, you can say that your CS ratio is 0.45. So I know my fixed cost, whatever they are, fixed costs are 1.3 million and CS ratio. But the problem is that which CS ratio I should use, because they say that until a sales volume level of 1.5 million, variable cost is 55, which means that CS ratio is 45. But when the sales volume increased by 1.5 million, then your variable cost becomes 0.52. And if variable cost becomes 52%, CS ratio will be 0.48%. So it means that I have two CS ratios. Which one I should be using? Which one we should be thinking about? Now that's interesting question. Can somebody help me how to do it? Let's do it together. See here. It says that fixed costs of 1.3 million are total. Variable costs are 55% of sales up to a level of 1.5 million, up to a level of 1.5 million. So you have to do this question in 2 steps, okay? It's not one step question. You have to do it in 2 steps. So for example, I would say that first 1.5 million. And let me call it like this. Contribution from first 1.5 million. How much contribution do you make from the first 1.5 million? You say 1.5 million multiplied by how much is contribution? It is 45%. 45%, because they told you that for first 1.5 million, variable cost is 55%. So this is the contribution which I'm getting from the first 1.5 million. 675,000 of the fixed cost we have recovered. When you sell first 1.5 million worth of sales, you already recover 675,000 of your fixed cost. Your total fixed cost, how much is total fixed cost? Your total fixed cost is
1.3 million.
1.3 million. Actually, I just changed the keypad of my notebook. I dropped T last week and then I had to replace the keyboard, and the new keyboard is a very different keyboard. It's very strange, and that's why there are a lot of issues in typing. All the buttons are different. See what I did. I'm saying that total fixed cost is 1.3 million, and they asked me to break even point in sales revenue. So break even point means when I recover all of my fixed cost. Okay. Break even point means that what is break even point? If you remember from the lesson, we said that break even point is achieved.
Total revenue and total cost are equal.
Is achieved when your contribution becomes equal to your fixed cost. Right? We did this thing last time. And,
yes,
and Rashal asked me that it is always like this. I said, no, it is not always like this, but in order to make break even, contribution should be equal to fixed cost.
Yes.
So fixed cost is 1.3 million. I need 1.3 million of contribution. In order to break even, this contribution should also be 1.3 million. 675,000 contribution I have already achieved. When I sell first 1.5 million, I get 675 of contribution. And how do I get the remaining contribution? For the remaining contribution, now this 45% limit will not be there. It will be 48%. So how much is the remaining fixed cost?
625,000.
Remaining fixed cost, which we need to recover is, we'll take a difference of these two. I would say 125,000. This minus this. So this much is remaining. $1.3 million was total fixed cost. From the sales revenue of first 1.5 million, 675 I have already recovered. 625 I need to recover more. And how do you recover 625 fixed cost? Then you say that
48%.
Fixed cost 625 divided by 0.48. Because from the next units, you are going to earn a contribution of 48%. So this is the sales revenue further. 132083. Now this sales revenue and 1.5 million sales revenue. Two sales revenue you need. 1.5 million from here on the first one, and the remaining fixed cost 625, you will recover it from 1.3 million of sales. So break even sales revenue will be 1.5 million plus this 1,330,2083. I'm just stuck with my keyboard, so I'm trying to use less of the hotkeys. This is 2.802, 2,823,000. Answer should be D option. I'm sure that some of you have not understood. I'm available to explain. Please ask me.
Can you again explain after this remaining fixed cost of 625?
So you divide this one.
Listen, we need to break even. We do it again. I know that I just broke the sequence. I know when I was doing the question, I know that I broke the momentum. I was not happy with the explanation because I broke the sequence. Maybe my thoughts were broken off this laptop issue. See here, I need to do break even. What is the question? In question, they say that you need to do break even and tell us the break even revenue. When do you do break even? When break even is achieved? Break even is achieved when your total contribution becomes equal to total fixed cost, right?
Yes, sir.
And total fixed cost we know. So we know that we need to achieve this situation. Total contribution should be equal to my total fixed cost, which is 1.3 million. Are we clear until here?
Yes, sir.
So total contribution, we want to make it equal to total fixed cost so that it is break-even point. So how do we get our contribution? We have our first sales. How much are first sales? Those are 1.5 million. And how much contribution do you make from here? You make from here 0.45, 45%. So it means that when you sell, when your sales are first 1.5 million, 675,000 of the fixed cost is recovered. Total fixed cost is 130,000, out of which 675 you have recovered. How much is the remaining fixed cost?
625,000.
Remaining fixed cost, let me write down here also again the same way. Total cost, total fixed cost was 1.3 million. So from 1.3 million, 675 is recovered. So remaining which I need to recover is 625. How do you recover 625? Now you think about it. If you want to make 625,000 in contribution, from how much sale you can make it? We know that in the second stage, your CS ratio, contribution to sales ratio, is 0.48, right? This was given in the question because variable cost will become 52%, which means that if variable cost is 52%, contribution to sales ratio is 0.48%. So what was the formula? BER, if I go back to the formula, I'm just putting break-even revenue formula here again, was equal to sales divided by your CS ratio. You can use this formula as well in your mind. If you do not understand why did I divide it, I divided this here, this 625, because I need 625,000 of additional contribution. 625,000 of additional contribution. Okay, there is one more concept which I need to explain from here. Maybe this is not related to here, but let me ask you, because this is giving a mathematical question here. You will automatically understand this thing. Let me explain you something different, then I come back here. If I tell you that there is a number which is like 612, and it is, 50% of X. So how much is X then? Okay, let's make it simple. Let's make it 600. There is a number 600. I say 600 is 50% of X. So how much is X?
300.
How much of X? How much X is?
1200.
1200. How did you get 1200?
Multiplying 600 with 200.
You said that 600 multiplied by 0.5. Like this? It will give you 300, my friend. You said 600 divided by 0.5.
Yes, sir.
Right? If I tell you that there is a number 600 and it is 20% of X, so then how much is X? What you should do now? You should say that X is 600 divided by
20.
0.20, right?
Yes, sir. 120.
So not 120, 12, which should be much bigger. It should be 3,000.
It should be, yes, sir. It's 3,000.
3,000, right?
Yes.
So this is one concept in mathematics, that when I say that there is a number, if I say that, I have covered 45 kilometers, which is 15% of total distance. And then I say that how much is total distance? I'm not doing it for fun. I'm going to apply it here. I have covered 45 kilometers distance, which is 15% of the total distance. So how much is the total distance? 45 divided by
50.
300 kilometers.
0.15. So you
Yes,
see
sir.
that the total distance,
300 kilometers.
total distance is equal to 300 kilometers. Great.
Yes,
Now
sir.
I'm coming back here to this question. I say I need 625,000 in contribution, and 625,000 contribution is 48% of the sales. So how much should be the sales
sir.
then? Do you understand? If I
Yes,
say
sir.
that
13 million. 13 million.
no, not 13 million.
1.3 million.
I need contribution of 625,000. Say here, I'm writing a statement. I need to earn contribution of 625,000, which is 48% of sales revenue. And now I'm asking a question that how much is the sales revenue? Can you tell me now? So what you do then? The same way you would say 625,000 divided by 0.48,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
So it means that this is the sales revenue, 1.3.
Yes, sir. 1.3 million.
Yeah, 1.3 million. Sorry, you said it. 1302083. This is the value of sales you should make in order to make a 625,000 contribution at 48%. So now this is your second stage of sales with 48% of contribution. This was your first level of sales, 1.5 million. So the total sales will be this plus this, which is 2.8 million. Understand? Now, I'm giving you just 2 minutes to read this question again and recall it in your mind. Please take 2 minutes. We cannot move forward.